Hi everyone, and welcome to the YachtPilot YouTube channel. I'm Justin, one of the founders of YachtPilot. Today we've been given a beautiful boat from our friends at TMGE Yachts, which is a Green Line 39. And we're here today to show you how to install one of our YachtPilot sensors on board this beautiful vessel. Come on board whilst we have a look. Welcome on board the Green Line 39. Today we're here to install a YachtPilot sensor on board this lovely vessel. Now there's a few things that we should just think about before we start screwing things in and disconnecting stuff. Where do we want to install this? So one of the best places to install is at the helm or the electrical cabinet areas. They're always dry, out of water, you don't want it anywhere near that. And normally it's pretty easy to find an NMEA cable. I actually don't know where that is yet, but I'm sure we're about to find out. So you've likely just received your YachtPilot sensor. It's going to come in a box just like this. Let's have a look at what's inside the box, and then we can install it on board the vessel. So initially inside the box, you're going to see a little installation card. It's got some QR codes, some guides, where to go and download the app, a few basic pieces of information. If you're really lucky, you're going to get a YachtPilot sticker to stick on the boat. Then you're going to get a little thank you and warranty card that's inside the box. Then, depending on what you've ordered, you're going to get a drop cable. So this would have been decided on at the time. We'll supply either a half a metre or a metre, or if you've already got the right cables and everything, then we won't supply one. But that's a part of your purchase process. Then what you've got is, you've actually got the unit itself. So this is one of our Connect Plus units. NMEA on the bottom, and what's also inside the box is an antenna, and we'll talk about how we're going to mount this very soon, where we're going to mount it, and connect it all up. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, so what I want to talk about now just a little bit is where would we be starting to think about installing our YachtPilot sensor on board the vessel. So come inside and let's have a look. So right here on this Green Line we've got a beautiful little galley, and we've got a coming into a nice lounge. And as we come further up, we're going to come to our helm that's up, and that's over here. So we actually recommend this is probably one of the first places to start looking for NMEA connections, mainly because this is the central hub on board the vessel. So this is where NMEA already is, and we know we've got to get access to that. So if we're starting to look around here, we're likely going to find a place to install. So now let's look at where we're going to install our YachtPilot sensor. So one of the first places that people do when they come inside, and in particular on this Green Line 39, is the engine bay. Now the engine bay is typically where there's a lot of electronics and everything, so let's just open this up. And we've got our nice big Yanmar in here. Now, this is a place that you can do an install of a YachtPilot sensor if need be. We don't actually recommend it. We recommend more near the electronics cabinet. The engine bays tend to get hot. Probably not the best place to install. But we've got our big engine, we've got a hybrid drive obviously in this, and we've got fuel tanks and water tanks there on the side. But you'll notice up the front up here, we do have some electronics and ECU cables. Inside that is a heap of NMEA that I can see. So if we had to mount in here, we technically could connect into an NMEA network here. Okay, one of the next areas that you want to consider inside a boat for the installation is where your electrical cabinet is. So in this particular Green Line we have in here, and over here you'll see that we've got some RCDs, we've got our circuit breakers, we've got our battery control and a radio. Now there's a problem with that. Where would we install it? There are some cabinets on the side that we could get into to be able to get into the back. There will be NMEA in here, but is it the best location to install? Probably not. So let's keep on looking at one of the best places to go. So now that we've looked at the electrical cabinet and the engine bay, let's move up to the helm. So the helm, as we said before, is that central place where all the information's going to, and it's likely one of the best places to find a spot to be able to plug into the NMEA. Now, after a little bit of research here, we've identified that underneath, down there is a cabinet area that has all the electrics and all of the radio communications in. So we're going to open that up now and have a good look and see if we can see a spot to be able to mount our YachtPilot sensor and plug into the NMEA network. So we've just come and opened up underneath the Greenline 39's Helm area where all of the electronics cabinet is. As expected, we've found quite a substantial amount of NMEA network hubs that are here and wiring with all of the SIMRAD wiring. So one of the problems that we're obviously immediately faced with is the NMEA hub is completely full. So we've got a couple of options here, and we'd recommend that you watch the NMEA basics video about installing additional sensors and additional hubs into a full network. So you can get an NMEA T-piece, which we could add on to this and extend the network, or we could add in an entire new hub, which would give us 4 more additional ports into the network. Either or would work and allow us to be able to attach the YachtPilot sensor into the network. So now that we've identified where the NMEA ports are and we've been able to connect into the NMEA network, all we want to do is just secure the YachtPilot sensor on board. So we've found a great spot just below the SIMRAD equipment where we can mount that up against the wall. And so we can mount that against the wall, enough room for the antenna. And then we've got 2 screws on the flange that can be quite nicely screwed in, and that's one of the best mounting places, out of water, out of the way of any damage with the other electronics, and easily plugged into the network.